Hey guys, Musically is here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be reacting to Black Veil Bride's song called Beautiful Remains from the album We Stitched These Wounds, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to be reacting to this one and their redone version from like I think 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know if it's like they're redoing all the songs from their first album. That's what I'm assuming. So when I go to that, I'll possibly notice it later on. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing two of them today. So I'm gonna be doing the original and then the newer one, like I explained yesterday. But I do want to say this before I go on forward. Tomorrow I'm not going to be uploading a video because I'm going to orientation for a new job because I'm going to be working part-time. So don't worry, I'm mostly going to be working on the weekends, which I normally don't upload anyway on those weekends. I might not be uploading on Mondays anymore though, so sorry for that. But the rest of the days my schedule should be the same, so don't worry about that. I want to say a big thank you to Shadow King 242424 S.K. So a big thank you to Shadow King for subscribing to the channel. Like I said, I love seeing this channel grow. I love to see more of a newer audience. I've had quite a big audience with voice play, but now I'm seeing my audience for Black Veil Bride growing more and more, which makes me happy. Also, once again, thank you to Alejandro for the information. He explained to me that there is like literally only one other song besides like Knives and Pen. There's one other song on this album called Perfect Weapons, which has a music video. So instead of checking out the cover version, I'm gonna check out the music video, and then obviously I'm gonna check out the newer version of it. Same thing for Knives and Pens. So luckily those are the only music videos I have for this album. So yeah, I'm gonna only have 2 of those. So that's it for that. So thank you to Alejandro for the the information. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, this is dope because this is giving me memories of... This song sounds like an early 2000s song. I really love the early 2000s. That's my favorite year of music, like, 2000, 2001. Like all the way from 2000 to, I think, before 2010, because I think that's when the musical landscape started to shift a lot, even in the rock music genre. It shifted into a different direction, and that doesn't mean I hate it, because there's a ton of modern day rock songs that I love, that I listen to, but I feel like an older guy sometimes, even though I'm not that old. I do feel like an older guy that looks nostalgically at the past and be like, man, that older music, I just loved it. Not saying that it is better, but for me personally, I just enjoy it, and when I listen to it, or a song that's like it, it really gives me that old school feeling and vibe, and it just, I always get nostalgia for it. And even though this song came out in 2010, it sounds like an early 2000 song, like 2006 or 4, and it's just crazy. This is definitely a song that you would hear on, have you guys ever played SmackDown versus Raw, 05 or 06? Those games had some of the best music soundtracks ever. Those were an amazing music soundtrack. That Burnout and the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, those games had some of the best songs. They had classic ass early 2000 rock songs that have become iconic. And in SmackDown versus Raw, I think it was 2005 one. They had two or three Breaking Benjamin songs. They had Polyamory, I think it was, and Firefly, which was a dope ass song. But yeah, this is definitely giving me a vibe of a 2005 or 2006 SmackDown versus Raw song that would be on there. It's just iconic. The drums, the screaming, everything about the song is like the style of it does remind me of that because it has the guitar riffs and the drums that are playing the fast drum beat, and the guitar riffs are very big main staple of early '06 songs. The vocals too that Andy's giving, and even the screaming. There's quite a bit of songs in those game soundtracks of you listen to them that have that same level of screaming in it, which I really enjoy. This is really giving me a great nostalgic feeling. Now I can't wait to see the newer version because I want to see how they capture the old style that they have in this one, but in a modernized version. How they're gonna do it, how they're gonna amplify it. But yeah, I'm really liking this song. It's definitely giving me a good feeling, giving me a good vibe, giving me a good nostalgic feeling. It's definitely reminding me of '06, '05 and '06 SmackDown versus Raw, a song that will be definitely on there that what I would have loved as a kid and really respected it as an adult. So yeah, I'm really liking this one. This one is definitely up my alley. And like I said, my favorite genre of music is early 2000s rock music. Just early 2000s music in general, but especially rock music. Like, the scene music, punk rock, pop punk, alternative, hard rock, and emo rock. I love that old school stuff. So I'm really loving this song. So that was Black Veil Bride's song called Beautiful Remains from We Stitch These Wounds album. I liked it, I loved it. The only thing I would say that didn't like was the fact that I felt the the verses and the chorus was kind of repetitive. I would have hoped that he would have had like some more different lines and said something like said more stuff, but he just kept on repeating the chorus quite a bit. Which this song is quite long. It's over 4 minutes long, a little bit over 4 minutes long, and like I mentioned before that sometimes when songs are shorter, the best thing about it is it gets straight to the point. You don't have to, repeat the same lines over and over again. They get to the point and it gets done. But sometimes if you like a song, you want to hear more of it. And then some songs, they can be a little bit too long when they get repetitive. The only way I think the best way to do a longer song like around this range or even 5 minute range is to add different stuff into it. If it's the same and it seems like it's getting redundant, it's like, why don't you just cut it down shorter? Like you could just trim it out. But if you're gonna do it longer, at least put different stuff in it. And I would say that's the only negative about this song. I do like it. It did give me a good nostalgic vibe and feeling of the old school wrestling games, the '05 and '06, and even '07. WWE. SmackDown versus Raw, soundtrack, which this is a perfect song that would be on there. But for me personally, I just feel like if they, had some more lines and different lyrics and stuff and added more to the song, it would have been a lot better because it felt at one point towards the end, I was kind of getting a little bored of it because it was kind of getting stagnant. He would just keep on repeating, the chorus about love will set you free and stuff. And that's fine, but either make a song shorter and so you don't keep on repeating the same thing, or add something different to it so it's a little bit more fun and energetic. But yeah, since I'm done with this one, let's get to the next one. Okay, so now we're on the redone version of the album. I don't know what to call it, to be honest, but yes, it seems like they're redoing the first album that they did, which I think that's a cool concept, to have a more modernized version of your earliest work to showcase how far you've come and how much your style has changed, which I definitely want to see that in this song. I did like the other song because of the vibe of it, because of the early 2000s. So hopefully they can still capture that, but just make it a little more modernized, which might be a little bit tricky. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely in this one be going back and forth with both these albums. Like I said, I just didn't like how the fact that they just kept the same stuff. Hopefully maybe they might add new lyrics, but I highly doubt it. Yeah, I just want to see how better they're gonna do this one. This is gonna be pretty interesting. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, we're almost halfway into the song. It kind of does feel like the other one, but like I said, the other one had completely early 2000 vibe. This does feel completely more modernized. The drums, I think, is the biggest change that I see from the original. Because the original, it was just like the fast, pattern drum beating. I'm not that in tune with musical, play style. Just, I've never played any instruments to be honest, but from what I've been able to gather, the drums they did change up the pattern a little bit. The other one it was just fast paced. They do have fast paced, but they're also hitting with their more heavier, impact on the drums too. And I don't know what the name of the metal thing is that they hit. Sorry for that. But yeah, they're hitting the more of the drums slower and heavier with the faster pace in it, and on the metal thing, which is what I'm calling it. But yeah, the instrumental sounds not significantly different, but different enough to the point where it doesn't sound like that old style vibe. It does sound like a more modernized version, which I'm fine with because you still have the original. I just think that you can go back and forth between the two. Definitely, Andy's voice has gotten so much better. I would like the last song. I stated his voice was pretty monotone. On this song, the original one, "Beautiful Remains," his voice wasn't monotone. He did put some, effort into it. But I do feel like when he was earlier doing it, maybe it's just two songs, so I can't really fully judge how he used to sing. But from what I'm getting is that his older style of music, he might have been more, I don't know what it might have been. Maybe he just didn't have the vocal ranges to change his vocal sound, and he just had to stay in one lane because he seems like his pattern of singing in his first album was very one dimensional. It just keeps on going in one way and it doesn't fluctuate or change. And usually the best artists are the ones that can, manipulate the sound of their voice and, stretch the vowels out of a letter or shorten it. And, they do cool creative stuff. But when they just sing completely in one way, then it's like, it shows a more lower level, but the thing is, that's when he first started. Right now, you can clearly see that he has gotten better because you see the vocal changes in the vocal patterns. Now, there might be, vocal coaches and stuff that teach us that know way more than me and are far more, introspective about it. But this is the best I can come up with as being a novice when it comes to, musical skill because I don't have really any. I wish I did though. But yeah, his vocal ranges you can definitely tell he's like he has different pitches. He's able to stretch out lines. He changes it up. Each word sounds differently the way he sings it. The other one, all those words sounded exactly the same. So this one does seem a lot different, but it does seem like a modern day version of the original. Though I do like the way they change up the drum patterns, and I do love how his voice has evolved over the time. So that was Black Veil Bride's song called Beautiful Remains, the original and the redone version. I think that the redone version did change quite a bit, not significantly, but you can definitely tell. Like I said, the original, the from the newer one, the drum pattern seemed a little bit different. The original was just like very fast paced, but this one had some slower moments, some heavier banging and stuff, and they added a little bit more elements with that. His vocal range definitely you can see more of an an evolution, which is good. As an artist, you're always supposed to adapt. Of your voice sounds it's weird because like let's say you have certain type of vocals in your original song, and then you have the same ones when you're later on. Some people will say, "Well, they're You're like your musical talent is quite stagnant. It hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten better." But who knows? Maybe it was. If it was like, let's say your musical talent, your singing was really good when you first started, and it hasn't changed. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yes, you can say that you haven't adapted, but it's like, well, their style and their sound is still good. But then you have other artists that have adapted, and you can say they're really great. But then you can also make the argument that their voice wasn't that great before. Not saying that his original voice was bad. I just think that he was very he kept it very basic, and he was very limited with the amount of techniques and abilities he had to his voice. He had a good natural voice to begin with. I just feel like he wasn't improving upon it. Now he definitely has that. Before I would say he had like he was talented vocally, but he just wasn't well trained enough. Whereas now he has the talent and he has the training to go along with it, and you see the experience throughout the song. So I really like that. I was also talking about in the other song, the first one, the thing I had a problem with it is the fact that since it was kind of long, they kind of repeated the chorus a little bit too much. In this song, the way they fixed that problem, instead of doing the chorus, they did a very long guitar solo with the drums kicking into it. And I don't know if the last song, maybe it's just my mind, maybe I'm just thinking it up, but it seems like this song, it had a guitar solo. I don't remember if the last one did, or if it did, it was significantly shorter than this one, because it seems like the chorus came in a lot less, and for them to fill up the gap of the additional amount of time, which they probably realized too that, hey, we kind of repeated the chorus a little bit too much. The way they did it was to give a very long guitar solo with drums and stuff, and they did a lot more screaming in this song, especially towards the I would say towards the end piece where it was a little bit longer. So I personally do like that more. I like that more than just repeating the chorus over and over again. I'd rather have a long guitar solo with some drums kicking in and some screaming than just repeating the chorus 4 or 5 times again. But yeah, the original one, it gave me a good 06, 05 SmackDown versus Raw type of feeling, and this song gave me a more modernized version, which fixed a lot of the problems that the original one had, because the original one, it was lacking in some areas, and the areas that it was lacking it did improve upon, but it also kind of got rid of the original nostalgic vibes for me. So I was less nostalgic with this one, but this one's good. So this one sounds better than the other one, but the other one just connects to me more because of the old school. I just felt like they should have trimmed it down a bit, maybe made like a little bit over 3 minutes instead of 4 minutes. I think that could have helped the song to prove a lot better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know you guys are like a Black Veil Bride. I definitely want to check out all their albums and stuff. I might not check out the next album when I finish this one right after I finish it. I might be listening to another album or maybe other songs, but I definitely do want to check out more of their catalog of music, because I do see that there's great potential. Sadly, my last video didn't get that many views though. It only got like 7 views right now. I expect to have more because the last Black Veil Bride songs I had quite a bit. So yeah, I hope you guys start viewing more of my videos. I don't want to pressure you guys, say, hey, you have to watch it, but these ones are longer and they take more editing than just the other ones. So I was hoping that you guys would view it more, but I don't want to whine to you guys too much. I hate when YouTubers whine to families, please do this, please do that. Like, let them do whatever they want. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.